You want me to leave? Yeah, you leave. Hello everybody, it's Lemmy and Finisher, and today me and Michelle are going to be talking to you briefly about Halloween! I'm just kidding. You're going to have a Halloween, but not the horrors and the fears of it. We're going to discuss how we can look at Halloween tonight. And Michelle has been thinking about a project for tonight. Yeah, tonight, well, we cannot get a nice camera to smooth integrate in with our YouTube experiences. Our iPhone 4S does. Right, so we're going to take advantage of some of the technology to live stream. Are you ready for this? Live stream. Up to 8 hours anyway. Starting about 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to start live streaming from here, from this room. No particular reason. We even are going to take advantage of a technology that we have right in front of us. Alexander Graham Bell will be proud. That's right, guys. You are going to be able to call us on the phone. How you like that idea? This is something we've been wanting to do for years, and we're now going to do it this year. So here we go. How it's going to work? At the time we start live streaming, it's around 6 o'clock. We will give you our phone number. The phone number we're going to give you is a regular phone number. It does not disappear at the end of the broadcast. It's our main phone line. It's one of our main phone lines. Okay? And we're only going to give one number, not all three, because obviously we have to leave the two lines open for routine calls from family and friends. Right. So we will be here, though, and allowing you to call us to ask us questions. So this is kind of a live Ask Us Anything with a twist. Here's a twist. You, and maybe even you see if Andrew wants to participate. Thus the other lines being free. But the only problem is Loom is he's in Newfoundland, Canada, so it's going to cost him extra to call us. What does it cost you to call him? I don't know. I'll have to check the rates. I'll have to ask him to what he wants to do, if he wants to be a part of it. I think he will. So that'll be tonight. We're going to see if we can make that happen at 6 o'clock. We'll keep the camera running until there's nothing else to do, which probably is likely. It's going to be a lot of empty time. If you've seen our last videos over there at the Yellow House, you know what we're talking about. Right. Or B. We run out of questions. One or the other, okay? And of course, Michelle and I will be taking our turns to talk to you, the audience, about everyday things. But probably focusing more on what Halloween is, which is the last harvest that comes in. It's also the time of the when the veils between here and the other side are at their thinnest. Now, first thing, we never really define the other side. What is the other side? Technically, the other side is 30 degrees out of face for us, which, as Sylvia Brown had explained. I don't know if it has a name other than just colloquially calling the other side or heaven or hell, because hell is kind of in the same league, isn't it? Yeah, hell is also a very thin veil, which is why we hear about ghouls and jack-o'-lanterns, and the story of the jack-o'-lantern is quite interesting. If I remember it correctly, it was about a man who had to carry his a light with his candle in his mouth as a lantern source. The concept of the bladed teeth and stuff that we would expect with a jack-o'-lantern if you saw what the real jack-o'-lantern was, it would probably be something like on a horror movie. Probably. Okay. But I haven't actually seen. I've kind of forgotten the tale. But with one of the things that we're going to be doing with the live streaming tonight is we are going to be able to do something that we don't get a chance to do. That is, we're going to get a chance to let you have you a piece of our inside of our personal lives. That is that tonight you will be able to see the kind of things that we normally do. Except the one problem is that one of the communications pieces that we normally use for reviewing the internet is going to be broadcasting to the internet, right? Exactly. So we're going to have to figure some other way to broadcast the internet. I know Michelle, she's smart. She'll come up with a plan. Thanks. Now, also, for those of you who do watch the live streaming broadcast this morning, I'm surprised how fast they went. I really am. I woke up about 7 in the morning and I started puttering around with the computer and stuff like that. And by the time you know it, and after checking all my emails and things like that, it's already it's 3-ish, 4 o'clock at night. And I'm really totally surprised by that. I didn't expect it to be so soon. Yeah. It's pretty soon. So, how in the heck are we going to get this video up to YouTube as fast as we can? It's simple. We just don't edit it down. That's all. We just set it up, expedite it out the door. Poof! Done. Yeah. And I'm also going to use, I have to fire up the other computer, the intimidation. It isn't so intimidating when you get it working. Because, well, the main computer isn't going to be used for, yeah, but you see, what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to let Andrew know that we're going to be doing a live streaming starting with 6 o'clock Eastern time tonight. And give him a way for him to call me. Now, obviously, he has my phone number. Yeah. So, he could call me directly on the phone. Yeah, but he's got to pay for the call from Canada. Right, well, that's true. We'll see, have to figure it out. Some way to make it happen. Maybe what we can do is we can actually start I don't know. We'll figure a way. We always do. Right? We're going to use the iPhone only because I don't want to deal with the headaches of having to deal with the iMac. First of all, the FireWire camera, it only has a cord that's so long, okay? Even if I wanted to put that camera on this tripod, which I'm talking about the eyesight. The problem with the eyesight is the quality is just not there, and I'm not going to go through all that effort to put a piece of shit on a tripod. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we're going to do things differently today. Now, the next topic we're going to talk about is the fact that next week we wanted to try to get us another Ask Us Anything. And I still want to try to do that. And I'm still willing to try to answer your questions and everything like I said I was going to do. But you guys have to get the questions in the day before. So this week, listen, I kind of forgot all about it, pushing the Ask Us Anything. And, so we kind of blew it on our side. I'm sorry, guys. It does happen. What time is it now? I have no idea. We'll get the phone, get a clock and check. I have no idea what time it is, guys. I really got to check it, because I really don't know. Okay. It's at the time of recording. It's 3:51 p.m. here in Connecticut. We got about 2 hours before the live stream on using my iPhone. Okay, so that's gonna be live stream using a program called 8gram. It's the same program I used when I did the welcome home. Let me give you a tour. That's the same software I use for that. So obviously, it has a very positive view. People do watch a lot of it, and it kind of works. Yeah. Is there any way you can make your other software better than this? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, is there any way you could? I don't know them. I will have to figure it out. Okay, so what other things you want to talk about real quick? I want to talk to you about my budget for the next coming month. I can't tell you anything about the months after that because every month now, budget is going to be much more in flux than it was. But first of all, let's start with the grand scheme of things. I want to thank ex-Speaker Boehner and the Republican Party and the Democrats to finally have settled down and got a budget for Obama to sign that will be for 2 years. That's a 2-year budget for the United States. I'm very happy that you guys have decided to stick with the main agenda and getting the budget done. I was going to tell you that a couple of days ago when I saw it on the news, and I didn't get a chance to. So I wanted to say to you, thank you very much for making an effort to get things out in a timely manner. The second topic I want to talk to you today about is my budget. Now, we already know I left Section 8, so that means, as it was in the past, where before I got onto Section 8, is that there will be some steps that have to be dealt with I was not always on Section 8 when I lived here, so for many years I had to pay full rent on my own pocket. So this is not new to me. I feel it's very liberating because now I do not feel like I am trying to see some program where somebody is going to be deliberately twisting my fingers or twisting my fingers. More like putting my whole body into the Iron Maiden and closing the goddamn door. That's what I feel like when I was on Section 8, was that I was getting poked and prodded everywhere because depending on the inspector you either got one that was a decent man or woman that had a lot of empathy, or like you did in the last one, you get a real headache. It just doesn't want to work with you and you can't get anything done. We don't have time to deal with both kinds of the situation, the uncertainties of the spending of the money. Of course, it is true that we did have a hard time dealing with the fact is that we were living from hand to mouth off my credit cards for a few months' time over in the Yellow House. And that's true. It was really hard because, we spent a lot of money on my credit cards. And as anybody in Congress knows what that's like, even on the government and even their personal spending, is when you start living off your credit cards, that's when things can go bad in a real quick way. And fortunately enough, my current budget plans are to straighten out that mess by, one, paying off the credit cards. I can't pay them hundreds of dollars a month like I was doing, but I might be able to send them like $30, $40, whatever the minimum is, and just keep sending that at the same time. Using my food stamps more for the food and not have to worry about using too much of my cash to buy groceries, except for this guy's food here. I'm talking about Fame, of course, and Rusty, their foods. They'll have to buy those off of the cash or the credit card, whichever one may be. So it's going to be a challenge. Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's talk briefly about those 6 ways spirit guides can communicate with you, because I wanted to talk about that. Okay. What is the first one? Well, I'm not sure if I can remember all of them, one, because I read the article and you did. And so why don't we go through the ones that how we used to communicate? and how Mother Asana still communicates with Michelle today. All right, the first way is little short kind of telepathic blurbs. That is, pictures, maybe a word. Notice it's a graphical image. It's not. It's just like short, like if you will, like little flashes of insight. It's not. It's not whole words. It's not whole sentences. Right. Sort of like a text message. Yeah, a spiritual text message. The next way that Mother can communicate with you is through your inner, through clairsentience. This is kind of like people who are really more of attuned to the spiritual realm sees clairsentience as kind of like a clarification of their authenticity of the spirit guide. So if they sense that it's the spirit guide is the true person, I have no problems accepting what the spirit guide's got to say. Sometimes the spirit guide, of course, communicates to you through visions that are a lot more detailed than just little snapshots. They also can communicate with you in dreams. And sometimes, as Michelle knows, a spirit guide can speak to you through clairaudience. Right, clairaudience, or the inner ear, or the third ear, if you will, which kind of works like the third eye, which is there are things that you can see through beyond the veil, some things that will be released to you to see. Clairaudience works the same way, that there are things you can hear. Then there is the interactive outer ear experience, which is the spirit guide in this case is maybe not outright speaking to you, but there's something outside of your physical existence. I mean, like, say, for example, you might be in a room and all of a sudden you hear a voice and it sounds as clear as day trying to say something to you. Right. Exactly. Now, I'm not just I sent this article to MicheleMarieDalene, which Illumi sent it to Google unshared. I don't think he got it through that, so I wanted to share it with him but Michelle forgot that she signed in as herself, and so, Andrew, if you wonder why that one comes from Michelle, that's why. Yeah. Now, how does Mother feel about this budget choices? I think for the most part, I think she's very happy with the fact that you finally put your foot down and said, no more. No more. Michelle has been trying very hard to be a very good, honest person, trying to do the right things that everybody else in the world is trying to do. But sometimes, Michelle makes mistakes and makes bad decisions. I do not feel in my gut, and I don't think you do either, no, that this was a bad decision. No, I don't get that impression. I get the impression it's going to be a challenge to make things work, and that's definitely going to be the same no matter what you do. It definitely is going to be a challenge to make things work. But I'm going to keep trying. Right. Okay. And also, we did manage to get Linux to work on these drives. I showed you these in the live stream, but I didn't get a chance to go into a lot of details. There was a lot of things going on at the time. And the Linux does work on this. And so we can now do live stream videos. We can also now, of course, use Linux on the PowerPC Mac, whereas on the Intel Mac, it's just not working for me. I don't know why. To get Linux working on that. I'm not saying that PowerPC Mac is perfect, because it's not, because there are things in the PowerPC Mac on the video system that have to be tweaked. Because my ATI video card, which is not at all uncommon for PowerPC Macs and some PCs, Intel-based PCs as well. I have a PC, Linux machine, but the video card is so messed up on it. It's a built-in Intel video card that it absolutely, positively is a colossal nightmare, and it does not work right. I get sparklies all over the screen. It doesn't boot right. It just works like crap. But you know what? That's life, I guess. What are you doing? Swat. Oh, come here. Oh, an interesting news article I found yesterday. They say not only not only humans, but our pets have gotten physically much bigger in the last 30 years. Now here, Fame is pretty large cat. Rusty is also much more bigger than Fame as far as muscles go, but he's also getting a coating of fat on him too. Yes, they both are, especially Rusty though. And I wanted to explain something to you about the weather because that might be the reason why. Okay, we are entering, I know there's some naysayers that say otherwise. Okay, always is, those people. Oh, she's full of excrement. There ain't no such thing as global cooling. Oh, come on, by 2030, right, that's going to happen. Well, actually, if you go to the Adapt 2030 channel on YouTube, you can get several scientific studies that show that it is not a joke. Even NASA confirms that it is a great possibility we'll be seeing a new mini ice age. Of course, it's not necessarily going to be how many is mini. I have no idea. It's just supposed to be shorter, I guess. Shorter. But it's kind of open-ended. How many is many? Well, we know that what happened in the 15th century to around 17th century was 200 years. They're saying what? From now to 2030? And then what? 2030? Is that the end, or is that the beginning when it's at its peak? How long is that going to last before it plateaus? Before, from the start of it to when it declines? I don't know. Okay, I have no clue. I'm just telling you the figures I have. But anyway, I'm going to keep up with the weather and studies and things like that, and of course, like I said, we're going to do our best for a few hours tonight. We're going to have an open camera running. It doesn't mean I'm always going to be in this room, okay? I might be, I may not be. But the good thing is it's going to give you a chance to get a snapshot of me and Lumi in our element, in our lives, in our innermost lives. After all, just like Halloween is, the veils are the thinnest between here and the other side. There's no reason why we should have a wall or many walls that separates me from you. So, the last time I did live streaming on the YouTube videos, we got a lot of people that watched them and subscribed and things like that. And I want to see that happen again. I want to see more people get involved with our YouTube video stream. And I do want to do some computer work on trying to get the Linux machine to the Linux to work properly. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, please understand, folks, that if we do decide to give up the phone number tonight, that it doesn't mean that we're going to be able to answer everybody's questions. And because, Michelle, I don't know if that's such a good idea, giving out your phone number, because there's a lot of jerks out there. Yeah, there is. Okay, so we'll change this a bit. We're going to change it a bit, but we still want to have, so you can still watch us and get to know us a bit better, and maybe we'll read you some stories or things like that, or whatever. Yeah, definitely. That way at least you can get to know me better and, get to be a part of my life and things like that. And that's something I'm looking forward to seeing happen. But for right now, we gotta get this video up correct. So okay, guys. So I'll see you about 6 o'clock tonight. Watch out for a live stream on YouTube. I can try to pass the link over to my Facebookers and the Google Plusers if they didn't get it link. I will do my best to get that out to you. It might take a little more work because the fact is it's going to be a very busy network connection getting all this video streams out and everything at the same time. But we'll do it. We'll try. Until later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.